lead. To the second we go. Niners down 7-3. Nick Mullins in for Jimmy G. Hit as he throws. Raven Green is there for the pick. The Packers are in business. Sets up ultimately a fourth down, and they're going for it. Again, we're early in the second quarter. Going for it on the fourth and short. Rodgers, Adams, yes. First down. Sets up this. 3rd and 5 from the 9. 3 plays later. It's Rodgers. It's Adams. You tell me if this is a catchable ball. Interference is the call. Kyle Shanahan can't believe it. Jason Verrett called on the play. Shanahan is arguing that this ball is not catchable. Packers given a 1st and goal. And on the next play, just watch all the trickery here. Everybody fooled. Mercedes Lewis all by his lonesome. Packers a 14-3 lead. They force a 3 and out. And they get the ball back. Packers 1st and 10 late in the second quarter. It's Rodgers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Oh, he's behind the defense. 52 yards. Rodgers' 3rd touchdown of the night. 21-3 Green Bay at the half. Early 3rd. Same score. 3rd and 7. Rodgers. Devontae Adams. No one having a better year than this guy. 10 catches, 173 yards, 1 touchdown on the night for Adams. Later in the drive, 3rd and goal. Rodgers looking to put it away. Valdez-Scantling, his 2nd of the night. Rodgers, his 4th of the night. Packers win at 34-17. Rodgers throws for 305 and 4 touchdowns. Green Bay 6-2 at the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than winning. I mean, it's a special feeling. Been around long enough. You know, they all count. They're all special. Again, not having the same type of atmosphere is different. Last year we played a couple of really tough games at night in this stadium, and so it didn't quite have the same, anywhere near the same feel as those 2 nights. But it's still the NFL, and it's still special to win.
Yeah, special he has been. Take a look at the numbers Aaron Rodgers is putting up. This is the pace that he is on. He's on pace to throw 48 touchdowns and 4 picks. Last year he threw 26 touchdown passes. He's just 2 away from that at the midway point right now. So let's bring the crew in here for the conversation. And Ryan Clark, I am starting with you. As you watch Aaron Rodgers play right now, and you're a guy who has gone up against him at his very best in the Super Bowl, in fact, what are we seeing? What is the most important thing to say about the Packers coming off last night?
You know what? We're seeing a happy Aaron Rodgers. And obviously, it's not just about this game. They went up against a team that had 2 arms behind their back, and they kept punching them in the jaw because the team couldn't block it. And that's what we saw when you saw the San Francisco 49ers being beat up, playing against a Green Bay Packer team that is clicking offensively. They get Aaron Jones back. But when you see Aaron Rodgers having fun, when you see Aaron Rodgers sitting back in the pocket, throwing off of his back foot to Valdez-Scantling, and he's wide open. That's the type of Aaron Rodgers we're used to seeing, the guy that's fearless, pushing the ball down the field and unbelievably accurate everywhere else. And we saw those 2 things against the Houston Texans and now this week against the San Francisco 49ers. But he's going to do that if you can't put pressure on him. Right now, Aaron Rodgers is playing the best ball we've seen him play since 2016. And he's definitely in the MVP conversation. But more than anything, he's able to carry a team again. So if you protect Aaron Rodgers and you play a little bit of defense, if he gets hot, that's how you win a Super Bowl. But the rest of the Green Bay Packers have to do their part because Aaron Rodgers is on fire right now.
Yeah, that's the point, I guess. Rob Ninkovich, you know what a championship team looks like. You've played on them. Does this look like a championship team to you?
Yeah, well, look, defense wins championships. So when I look at the Packers, their ability to create turnovers, get to the quarterback, I think that's the most important thing. With the Smith, you got a guy on the edge, or you have to account for his pass rush ability. We saw in that game a sack fumble, forced fumble, turnover. Then Green Bay is able to capitalize because you have Aaron Rodgers. And just like when somebody jumps off sides, and just like there's a penalty in that game, when Aaron Rodgers has the ability to take a shot to try and get up on you, he's going to do that. And when you can create turnovers and you have a defense that can create turnovers with the pass rush, getting after quarterbacks, because the last time I checked, this is a quarterback-driven league, and if you can get to the quarterback, you can win. And if you got Aaron Rodgers on your team, that helps as well. So, David, yeah, I definitely think that they have the best opportunity to win the division.
David Pollack, what did you see last night?
Well, everybody looks good against the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, Shanahan was literally
the 39ers. They don't even have the people to be the 49ers.
Who is this guy? Yeah, exactly. The defensive packages are like, all right, you go in there, 36, 54. I mean, they're a ravaged unit. So, no. Did you watch? I'm not forgetting Green Bay last week against the Vikings, okay? Y'all can talk to me about this defense.
Yep.
I saw it last week, too. So, their defense still has to prove it to me throughout the year. And that pass rush you talked about, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been like it was a year ago. The turnovers haven't been there. But I'll tell you what, to me, Aaron Jones being back makes this offense unstoppable because
huge.
Devontae Adams is his dude, and they get so much through him. They're so creative with the way they get him the football. But Aaron Jones being able to slip him out and get him the ball on screens, and his speed and ability to make people miss, and his toughness to run the football with Aaron Rodgers, with Adams, I think that makes it a triplet that makes this offense unstoppable that can go tick for tack. But please, Ninkovich, don't sell me on this defense because they just beat me, you, and Ryan Clark because the 49ers didn't have nobody out there.
It is important to remind anyone who hasn't been paying attention this week. The 49ers are as decimated between the combination of injury and COVID, as decimated as any team you could ever possibly imagine. So that was a facsimile of their team that we saw last night. Meanwhile, RC, you had an interesting tweet last night, and this is not the usual kind, the kind that I read and everyone laughs. This one, you wrote, the season is basically halfway through, and I know less about the NFC than I did at the beginning of the season. Can any of y'all predict the NFC champion? So someone said to you, Ryan Clark, the Packers could be that team. What would you say?
I'm on the same side as David Pollack. I don't think their defense is good enough. When you watch a defense get ran through and physically dominated the way that this team did against the Minnesota Vikings, and then you think back to last year giving up 300 on the ground to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship, I don't believe you can win a Super Bowl that way. So there'll be another one of these teams that's fun to watch, that's extremely good, until they really need it in the divisional playoff or the NFC Championship, and they'll be kicked out because they cannot stop people.
David, you agree with that? You sounded to have Aaron Rodgers. When they get Allen Lazard back, they have some weapons. Obviously, Adams is special. Aaron Jones. Do they look like they could be the team that emerges from the NFC to you?
And by the way, Lazard is a big deal. He was balling. I mean, before he got hurt. And again, it gives him another toy, another weapon. But no, I'm not going with them over the Tampa Bay Bucks. I watched the Tampa Bay Bucks on defense. They swarm. They hunt. They'll make life hard for Aaron Rodgers. They'll at least break serve a couple times. And then when I look at that Packers defense, I just don't know that they're good enough to consistently be able to do it. And by the way, we just get to, Antonio Brown, come here. You ready? Go ahead and let's get in here too. So it's just going to get filthier on offense for the Bucs.
You see the odds on your screen. The Buccaneers are the favorites to come out of there, and that is right. I mentioned Rodgers has thrown 2 picks this year.